Live Life, Live Free. I know that it is State of Origin night, so dedicated. I'm just going to mute you guys all. Dedicated to be on the call here tonight. I'm not sure how many maroons we've got and how many blues we've got, but I'm putting my bets in for the blues because I reside in Sydney. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the next 20 minutes to half an hour to just share a little bit about what ISAGENIX is, who am I, and we've got some team stories as well. So thanks for jumping on. Just bear with me while I share my screen. So you've been plugged into the Live Life, Live Free team. So someone's invited you here tonight to hear a little bit more about ISAGENIX and the team. So what you're going to hear is you're going to hear who am I, my story. You're going to hear about Australia's health crisis, who exactly needs to cleanse, and why ISAGENIX, who is ISAGENIX, the basics of ISAGENIX, some success stories and how you can get started with your ISAGENIX journey. So just before I start, a little background on me. My name's HEIDI MACALLAN. I am a registered nurse. I worked for 10 years in management of various district hospitals. But 4.5 years ago, I was in a point of my life where I was just looking for the next diet. I've been a serial dieter my whole life, but having 2 children within, under 2 years, I really had lost myself, I guess. And I'm just going to open the chat button in case you're chatting to me. Oh no, you're all just saying hi. So I'd found myself overweight, unhappy, losing relationships, and I thought I needed to make a change. Now, funnily enough, during the birth of my second child, I'd struck up a relationship with a girl called Belinda. Online, we were working out how to get our children to sleep and to stay asleep. And during this friendship, she went off and she did a silly shake diet called ISAGENIX. I watched her and anticipated that she would fail. However, she was looking amazing within just a few months and I wanted in. So eventually I decided that I would give it a go because what I was doing, which at the time was clean eating and working my butt off with a personal trainer, was clearly not working. So I decided to give ISAGENIX a go. I've released nearly 30 kilograms in total. I went on to have my third baby girl just 5 months ago, and I'm only left with 5 kilos during the whole pregnancy. So how I then got into where I am today, as I said, I was a nurse. People were asking me what the hell my secret was. And from then, I just started really organically and accidentally coaching people, getting them results as I did with my nursing career. And now Live Life, Live Free stands at around 25,000 people. So I've had part in coaching and watching some amazing transformations, which you're going to hear from tonight. So welcome again to the call. So there are my results, my initial results, and then just during the pregnancy as well, where I continued to use the products. So let's just look at a little bit about Australia. And do you think that perhaps we have a health crisis? And we absolutely do. Today we're becoming fatter. With 64% of Australian adults overweight or obese. Chronic disease is on the rise. You think of cardiovascular disease, cancers, kidneys, respiratory diseases, diabetes. In 2014 to 15, 5.1% of the Australian population, that's 1.2 million people, had some form of diabetes. And that's an increase of 4.5% in just a few years. Do you know that 1 in 3 Australian men and 1 in 4 Australian women will be diagnosed with cancer by the age of 75? So who needs to cleanse? Who needs to cleanse is anybody that is drinking water, anybody that is breathing air, and anybody who eats food. Now, 100 years ago, we wouldn't need to be having this conversation, but advances in technology have seen an increase in inorganic materials being digested in our world and in our bodies. So, Toxins are things, artificial flavors, sweeteners, colors, preservatives, emulsifiers, chemicals in the kitchen, hair chemicals like your hairspray, fungicides, pesticides. Just take a normal day, for example. Okay, we are just exposed to so many toxins. So in the morning, I call this like the mouse wheel of life. So in the morning, first thing we do is we take a nice big glass of water. In our water, in Sydney and around the world, we have chlorine in our water. That's to kill microorganisms. However, we're a microorganism. We then go and shower in that water. The shower water then hits our pores, our skin being our largest organ, and we digest that. We then go and put a face full of makeup on, deodorants under our arms. We put clothing on that has been probably sprayed with fire retardants, also not organic or pure. We then go and eat food. And there's two groups of people. There's the people like me where I was just rushing out the door. I just gave myself a piece of toast to fill a hole, literally, and a coffee. And, what sort of nutritional value was that holding for me? And why did I expect that to give me the energy and vitality that I needed? And then you've got the people that eat real food. They say, I eat a really good diet. And I have no doubt that you do. However, eating conventional fruit and vegetables, say from Coles and Woolworths, it's estimated that we eat around 3 or 4 litres of pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides every single year by doing that. We also then travel to work. We're exposed to a lot of environmental toxins. That's toxins in our air. We then try and stimulate our bodies because they're tired. They're tired before we even get to work. So we hit up a double shot piccolo latte, if you like. We then get to our desk and we are exhausted. We're bored. We're underappreciated. And it's estimated that 70% of adults in Australia are feeling some sort of psychological distress. We get through lunch and then afternoon we have another slump. Now this is where you hit back up your local cafe, purchasing another double shot piccolo latte, or perhaps you hit the vending machine looking for the chocolates or the chips or anything that's going to give you that energy that you're looking for. We then have all good intentions after work to hit the gym, don't we? We've got our bags packed, we're ready to go, we've got our new gym gear happening, our Lorna Jane. And we just realized, well, I've just eaten a Mars bar and a packet of Smith's chips. So what's the point? It's Thursday. Let's begin on Monday. So we bypass the gym and we get home, or perhaps we get to the gym, but simply just don't have, simply don't have the energy to continue or do a great workout. So it's really a waste of our time. We get home and unlike in the morning or during the day when we continually start wanting to stimulate ourselves, we need to de-stress. And I know a lot of mothers pour their first glass of wine then when they're cooking the dinner, second glass of wine when they're bathing the kids, third glass of wine to get the kids into bed. And then we then sit on the lounge and we Google our next best fix. Like what else can happen? What else can we do on Monday? Drag ourselves to bed because we're so exhausted and we realize that we toss and turn and can't turn our mind off, or perhaps we fall asleep and then wake up a short time later, which is a clear sign of stress. Does this sound like a familiar picture to you? So you still don't think, that you come across toxins in everyday life? We absolutely do. We have stress, we have chemicals, we have preservatives. And the body today is so overwhelmed by these man-made chemicals, it simply just doesn't know what to do. So this is our co-founder, Dr. John Anderson. And Dr. John Anderson has had experience for over 30 years. He's worked with over 600 nutraceutical companies, working alongside the most incredible scientific committees and boards. And he came up with an idea within his retirement. He developed a whole body cleanse, something that is never done before. He developed ISAGENIX to 1, clean up the environment and get rid of the junk. 2, flood the body with 100% of its building blocks that it needs to thrive. And balance the body. This would allow the body to stop simply surviving and, like I said, start thriving. So let's move through the process. Okay, so first thing I want to go through is our cleansing. And it's really important to know that this Cleanse for Life, this product, doesn't do the cleansing for you. It simply supercharges the process. What this Cleanse for Life does is it contains rich botanicals and enzymes that assist your body in being able to be more effective at removing the toxins. And why we want to remove toxins is, you know, they make you feel tired and lethargic, but the main reason why we want to move them, and I know that 90% of people that are watching this webinar is because we need to move some kilos too. And why it's so effective is because actually cutting calories just cuts nutrition out of your diet. It doesn't actually get to the root cause of why we put on weight. And the reason why we put on weight is because we manufacture and harbor fat to protect ourselves against the toxins. So Cleanse for Life allows our body to cleanse, to be able to get rid of those toxins and then hence the fatty tissue. So the first way it does that is it helps you dilute and get rid of water-soluble toxins. And these can be easily done. This can be easily done with many of your juice cleansers. It simply is that rinsing action. Step 2, we need to remove fat-soluble toxins. And there's a set of group enzymes in this that allows the body to then break them down to become those water-soluble toxins. And third, which I think is the most incredible, and I've never seen it before in a product, is the herbs which have the ability to remove heavy metals. Now, we have 100 trillion cells, and we absorb things that simply don't belong. So the cleanse has the ability to kind of open the cell door, transport the nutrients, and pull the garbage out. And this process is called chelation. Now, all of ISAGENIX products have been tested. And we have 8 journaled articles that are all peer-reviewed. And one of them was really interesting because it's a Skidmore study, and it showed a banned substance over 40 years ago called PCBs, which is still found in newborn babies today. Okay, and what it found is that the group of people that used ISAGENIX and was using the system, including the Cleanse for Life, they had a higher serum PCB, which means that they had more of this toxin in their blood. Now, this is a good thing because these toxins hang in the cell. So it means it's just proving that chelation is occurring. Now, once it's in that bloodstream, once they're, fat and water soluble, we're able to move those out of our bodies at a great rate. So that's a really good sign for us. So first of all, that we need to cleanse, for how we feel, to remove those toxins, to remove the sticky kilos. Cleansing also increases our human growth hormone. So there's a massive hormonal shift when you cleanse. In a man, if you're cleansing for 2 days, your human growth hormone can be increased by up to 2,000%. So the ability then to go and build lean muscle is much higher than those that don't cleanse. Hence why our athletes, some Olympic athletes that use ISAGENIX, definitely stand behind the cleansing process. So number 1, we've cleansed. Number 2, we need to nourish. And foods today are calorie dense and nutritionally poor. Would you agree? The body can't live without the 90 macro and micronutrients that are essential. That's including essential minerals, essential amino acids, fatty acids, and vitamins. So, where I mentioned all of the pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides that are on our foods, what I didn't mention is that those, although digesting them is not good for us, it's also damaged the ecosystem. So now we're finding that the nutrition that was once in an apple or nutrition that was once in an orange is simply not there anymore because of this disruption in the microorganisms and being able to break down the minerals for the plants to uptake. And so, today we're finding that, because all of these microorganisms are being killed off by chemicals, people are being left with a nutritional deficit in their diet. So the ISALEAN shake is, the protein is undenatured, meaning it's cold pressed. That means the molecular structure is very similar and unchanged from its, from its natural form. It's got the finest amino acid profile. The protein comes from free-range, grass-fed cows who are not pumped with antibiotics or hormones. It's got over 72 trace minerals and vitamins, pre and probiotics, live digestive enzymes. And what this shake does is it plugs our nutritional deficits. Why people do so well on the ISAGENIX shake, and again been proven in the Skidmore study, that it really doesn't come down to calories. In fact, they took two groups of people. They took a low-calorie ISAGENIX person, and then they took a high-calorie whole foods diet. And what they realized, the person on ISAGENIX was having greater strength gains, greater energy gains. It's because a calorie isn't a calorie. It's about how dense it is in terms of its nutrition. So my children start their day with an ISALEAN shake, not because I need them to lose weight, because I need to plug the nutritional deficits. I need to give their little bodies something that they need that I can't simply put in a cereal bowl or in a toaster in the morning. The third synergy is the balancing. So we've cleansed, we've nourished, now we need to balance. And I think ISAGENIX pairs you with a system that addresses that nutrition and that cleanse, and has a lot of other items in your first 30 days that helps balance that body out. This here is your Ionic Supreme, and Ionic Supreme is just one of those items, which I think is imperative long-term when you're using this product, when you're using ISAGENIX and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And the adaptogenic herbs that are contained in Ionic Supreme help your body cope with stress and anxiety. Now, when you have stress on board, and everybody has stress, in fact, like I said, 70% of Australian adults are feeling psychologically distressed. However, there's a lot of us walking around that actually don't realize that we're in stress because we've been in such a chronic stage of stress that we just think it's normal. When you have high levels of stress, you have a cortisol that is excreted. That's a hormone. And whilst you have cortisol, a high level of cortisol, your body actually goes into a little bit of a survival mode where it won't let go of fat stores. So I have some amazing stories for you tonight. So I'd love to, first of all, bring on Hayley. Can you unmute yourself, Hales?
Hello.
Hey, darling.
Hey, can you see me?
I can see you.
Oh, hi, how is everybody?
Good. Tell us about this body of yours.
So, well, thanks everyone for letting me share my story tonight. Before ISAGENIX, I felt myself to be very uncomfortable with my body shape. I was quite fit, but I really did feel that my body didn't reflect my fitness, and I was very uncomfortable when I looked in the mirror. My first 30 days, I had a really incredible experience, and I was able to release some weight. And then I realized that I was able to push my body into new limits and eventually continue to train and gain 4 kilos of lean muscle. And when I turned 30, I was able to hit the stage and do my first ever bikini comp. It was incredible. Since then, I've been able to compete 4 times, and last year I got 5th in Australian sports model, which is just phenomenal. And I've been able to inspire so many other people to break out of their comfort zone and smash some real awesome fitness goals. And I absolutely adore this system, and I'm able to share it with so many people who can have also incredible results, both in health and in fitness. And I love it.
Awesome. You look amazing. You're inspiring.
Thank you.
Katrina.
Sorry?
Katrina.
Hi, how you going?
Hi, darling.
So I guess before ISAGENIX, I just had my 3rd child, and I was in and out of the Royal Children's Hospital for one of my children on a weekly to fortnightly basis. So I was quite highly stressed and overwhelmed, and obviously put on a lot of weight. I was introduced to ISAGENIX by my friend now, Chrissy Stobbs. I saw her transformation, and it wasn't the weight necessarily that got me, it was her smile in the pictures that got to me. So I thought I had to give it a go, and look, to be honest, I sat on it for about 2 to 3 months before I said yes, because I was skeptical. But then I thought of the 30-day money-back guarantee and gave it a go. Fast forward a year and a half later, I've now lost 22 kilos. I have become the fittest, the strongest, the healthiest, and the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I do CrossFit, which I never thought I would say that I do. And I'm just loving having to share this with everyone and anyone I meet. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Katrina.
No worries.
Naomi, have we got you on?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? So when I started, I was quite skeptical, but I was desperately in need of something. I had 2 young children. I was extremely tired. Along with the tiredness, the weight had crept on, and it just wouldn't budge. And I tried the working out really hard, and that worked. But then as soon as I got sick or I got run down, it all fell apart. I could never maintain it. And so I watched a friend of mine start ISAGENIX, and she laughs because I called her my really annoyingly happy friend. She drove me nuts. She was happy, I wasn't. So I gave it a go, and the rest is history. Within a week, I knew it was totally for me. Within 30 days, I'd started to completely change the shape of my body, and now 2 years on, I can't imagine my life without it. It's a complete lifestyle choice. It's flexible. It fits in with me. It's packed with nutrition for my body, everything it needs, and so I don't anticipate ever going a day without it.
That's awesome. Yeah. And we tried to get some more males on, but we're all watching the footy. But Jason, you came through with a challenge. Maybe.
Hi everybody.
Oh, you did. I was like, maybe.
I just finished CrossFit. Sorry guys.
Oh, that's all right.
All right. Yeah. Let me just share my story. Before ISAGENIX, I was more obese. As you can tell on the photos, I had all the complications that came with being overweight. Tired, stress, poor sleep. I had trouble loving myself, so it was a really bad time in my life when I was at my biggest. I was introduced to ISAGENIX by my good family friends Michelle and Nicole Moreno, my Coastie twinnies. Well, being on the system, I've actually managed to, lose close to 30 kilos. Been on the system for like 18 months now, and I'm pretty much glad that I'd said yes, because now I'm like the fittest, healthiest. I'm happy in my own skin. I'm comfortable to say I love myself now. So it's something that I couldn't say before. I wasn't really confident about that before. And yeah, now like I believe through my transformation and how I'm thinking now, I'm passionate about helping others as well now. So it's not giving up on myself or giving up on others. So it was awesome. It's been life-changing, and I love the product. So it's just, life-changing, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah, you look amazing. So thank you. Thanks so much for getting on.
I'm having a bad head, as you can tell. So I'm sorry.
No dramas. In the dark, we can't tell. So these products, as you can see, that a lot of people said I've been introduced by my friend, and that gets me to the reason why we distribute our products. You won't find ISAGENIX on a shelf in a health food shop. You won't find it in Coles. You won't actually even find it online. We distribute our products using this form, which is called network marketing. And the reason we did that is because, go back to John Anderson, the formulator, a little bit about his background. Although he'd worked and he'd been so proficient in his industry, he went into retirement because he became very disgruntled with the industry itself. The reason being is they would chop and change and compromise his products for a larger retail profit margin. And he knew that what he had with ISAGENIX, he actually developed it because he had his own health challenges, and he knew that he had such success with it that he needed to get it out into the world. And as you can hear, we're having transformation after transformation. But he didn't want his products to be compromised. He wanted that finest protein. He wanted the Shilajit from Nepal. And so together he formed ISAGENIX, knowing that through the means of distributing this way meant that it would ensure his products were the finest of quality and not compromised. The second reason is, and a lot of you may sympathize with this, have you ever started a diet on Monday? By Wednesday, you've fallen off. Thursday, you binge, and all weekend you look for your next fix that starts next Monday. And that's a common theme. 97% of people that go on a diet regain the weight within 2 years plus 2 kilos. So Another reason why he distributes his products this way is that research has shown that peer support health change is just as effective, if not more, than professional support health change. Hence why a lot of people have been introduced by a good friend because they need that support to really succeed with their health journey. So that is why we chose network marketing. So why live life, live free? Well, we're an awesome team. We grow and we grow and we grow. We've got males, we've got females, we've got the young, we've got the old, we've got the morbidly obese on massive health transformations, and then we've got the fitness models. You know, so we've got a whole range of people. So you've got to find someone in our group that you're really going to relate to. We have so many experienced coaches, including myself. We've got recipe plans, we've got workouts, we've got inspiration, we've got love, and we honestly get the best results for our people. So how do you get started? There's 3 ways to purchase your ISAGENIX. 1, at retail pricing. 2, you can sign up with a $50 membership fee and become a preferred customer. It allows you to have 25% off your products for the next 12 months. Most people go for option number 3, which is a preferred customer on the Auto Ship Rewards program. That's just a $25 membership fee, but I'm going to show you how you can get that for free in a minute. You'll get 30% off for the rest of the year. And also, if you help some of your friends, you can get a significant rebate just for getting them started. So there's lots of different systems, but what I would like to do is I like to race you to your goals and then back you off on a maintenance system. So these systems that I'm going to show you right now is not something that you stay on long term. This is like, I always say, like, you know, when you do your updates on your iPhone or you reboot your computer, you're resetting your system with a 30-day system. And there's 3 packs to come in on. This is your ultimate experience, and that's why it's called the ultimate pack. It contains all of your snacks, 2 of your 3 main meals. It contains your energy drinks. It contains that membership I spoke of. It contains absolutely everything you see for your cleansing, the complete essentials. So all of your vitamins, antioxidants. There is so much value within this pack. You then got an intermediate pack, and this intermediate pack is called a premium pack. As you can see, there's a little less snack options. There's some antioxidants and things like that missing, but still a great entry pack. And then you have, for the really budget conscious, still going to get great results, but you're going to have to do a little bit more prep for yourself in terms of snacking. There's no antioxidants and things like that. So I find this is a really good pack for someone that's just got some weight loss goals to come in on and just to get started. So what you're looking at is $25 a day for your ultimate experience, $20 a day for that intermediate one, and $15 a day for those that, you know, want to get started, are eager to get started. They just can't really find that $25 a day. But what I look at that you're replacing spend. So for my first 30 days, I coach people with no coffee. I know I can hear a few gawks on the other side there. I gawked too when they told me they were going to take my coffee away from me, but that was $5. You know, the incidentals that you spend on the shop, the 2 sushi rolls, that's $6. Perhaps you buy lunch at work, that might be $14. So have a look at actually what we do spend every day, and are you taking that supplementation to plug those nutritional deficits as well. So as you can see on AutoShip, your first 2 packs contain your free membership and your blender. All of these packs contain your recipe guides, access to the exclusive Facebook groups, your access to very experienced coaches, like I said, and you'll all get your 12-month membership with that. So these are your prices and your packs that are available. I just wanted to mention that there are guaranteed results with ISAGENIX. So if you are a little bit skeptical, which most people are, and I was one of those as well. I was so skeptical. I didn't think it was going to work for me, although I'd seen it work for my friend. You do get your money back. So within your first 30 days, if you don't like it, you don't like the taste, you don't like the texture, it's not for you, you can pack all your products up, pop them in a box, and send them back. So no problems doing that either. They really stand behind their products. So I'm going to leave you with this one last quote, and this is from me. This is me in Bora Bora. And there were a lot of people who told me not to do ISAGENIX. You know, there are a lot of people that sent me some articles on the internet that they found, which directed me to someone else's protein. There were a lot of people that said that this wouldn't last. There are a lot of people that said this wasn't good for me. But in the end, I had to make a decision for me. And I decided that what I was doing, the way that everyone else had told me to do it to get that ideal body, wasn't working, and I had to make a change. So I'm really glad that I didn't listen to them this time. And I, have been so much richer for it in terms of my health, losing over 30 kilograms, and being able to impact over 25,000 lives. That's an incredible feat for anyone. So thank you so much for joining us. The person that invited you onto the call tonight will follow up with you, and you can ask them more questions then. If you need to get in contact with me, they all have access to me, so I can answer any of your questions as well that may have been left unanswered in this webinar. But I hope I've given you a good overview and not kept you too long, because I know we all live busy lives. And I really hope that you get started. If you ordered your pack tonight or tomorrow, you could be started as early as Monday or Tuesday. It takes about 4 days to get your products to you. If you're not quite sure and perhaps you just want to have a little bit more of some information, we can plug you into the group to have a look around for the next week or so, where you can really see other team transformations, what the support is that we are giving you. And please just consider yourself and consider how much you're worth and how much your health is worth, and whether what you're doing today or yesterday or last month is working, and perhaps you need to make that change too. So have a great night, everyone. See you later.